excited to see you guys tonight. I am sick. I'm trying to cover my red nose up and all that jazz. I've got my husband bringing me water and tissues and everything else today. But I'm going to go live anyway. And I want to talk to you guys about something that's on my heart. Hey, good to see you ladies. This thing's falling off of me. I was trying to be cute, didn't feel well, couldn't find anything to wear. So I want to ask you guys, so I'm so excited you're here because I want to talk about something. Okay, I'm 55 years old now. I turned 55 in October. And I work with only women over the age of 40. So I love you guys. I love you so much. And, you know, there are so many things that go unsaid, right? They go unsaid, like just things that I guess society wants you to think are the norm or, you know, get in your place kind of things. And I'm not quite the get in your place kind of woman, right? I've always been that outside, not always. Inside, I've always been that outside of the box kind of woman, but I tried to make myself fit more into society norms because being a weirdo oddball is not real cool sometimes in my own mind. You know, now I know it is. Now I thought, why didn't I embrace that edgy side of me more? Like, I am like a bit rebellious, and not rebellious in a bad way. Who's with me? I know Carla is rebellious. I know this woman, she's rebellious in a good way. And what I mean by that is this, that we don't quite fit into society's normal anything at most ages. And when I was in school, I thought this was awful. I know you do, Carla. Yes, I know. And when I was in school, I thought, I just wanted to be popular, you know, and I never was popular. I was the geeky, skinny girl. We were real poor. I always had the hand-me-down clothes or the clothes from Goodwill or the really cheap clothes, you know, and I always wanted to be like everybody else. My daughter was the kind of girl in school where she was different. She embraced it. She didn't want the stuff that was in style. She wanted the edgy stuff. She wanted the stuff that wasn't in style because she wanted to create her own style. I love that about my daughter, but I wasn't that. And I'm raising my granddaughter right now. She's 6 and I'm 55. A mom again until, I mean, it's just short term, but still, I've got her full time right now. Me and my husband do. So we're not just grandparents, we're mom and dad right now too. Boy, that was a shocker. When you go from no kids in the house for quite a few years to a 6-year-old, you're like, holy cow. Anyway, long story short, my granddaughter is very much like my daughter. She likes to create her own style, but I've found her recently saying, I want to wear this because so-and-so has them. We took her into a store and she said, Mama, I want to buy these boots because so-and-so has them. Now, I know her style a little bit more, and so I was like, those boots are not your style, baby. And she goes, but so-and-so has them, and this girl is popular in her class. And I said, baby, what do you like? I want to know what you like. I don't want to know what so-and-so has or what so-and-so likes. I want to know what Cambria likes. Her name's Cambria. What a pretty name, huh? It's a unique name, and I want her to be unique. So I'm trying to teach her in 1st grade, be unique. Now I want to talk to you. My title of this talk is, are we swimming suit with a skirt old? I'm 55. Okay, I want to tell you guys a story real quick. So, one of the people I know in my life right now is one of the most wonderful women I have ever met in my entire life. Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. But she knew I was going to the beach. She's older than me by probably 20, 30 years, something like that. Somewhere in there. So she's an older lady than I am. And like I said, one of the most beautiful souls I have ever met. Heard we were going to the beach, and she buys me a swimsuit with a skirt on it. A full swim. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying, if you know me, it's not me. Okay, I'm not gonna. When I'm 90, you all will not find me at the beach with a swimsuit and a skirt on. I just won't do it. I'm not going to do it, okay? I'm gonna have something else on. Even if it's a pair of shorts and a bikini top, I'm gonna have something else on. That's just me. How many of you are here going, oh, See, that's what I'm talking about, society. It's kind of like especially the generation that went before us. Are you there? Especially the generation that went before us, it's like, that's what they did. You know, exactly, Cherry said, exactly. Now, I don't know how you pronounce your name, so let me know if I pronounced it wrong. It might be Sherry, let me know how you pronounce that. But I'll tell you what, so for me, it is, I've always believed in being conservative. I'm a little bit not conservative though. I see nothing wrong with being conservative, but I'm still edgy. Like, I try to be conservative, but I'm really not. How many of you guys are there? I am one of those people. I don't want to be raunchy, but I definitely want to be edgy, if that makes sense. How many of ladies do I have here that feel a little bit different about their age, that you're edgy and you want to be strong? Kimberly, yes. I just want to be strong. I just want to be unique. And for most of my life, yes, Alicia, yes. She wants to be, I know you, you're my client. So yes, you are like that. Kimberly, you are definitely like that. And Kimberly lifts, she's inspiring. If you've never seen her, go ask her to be your friend. Alicia too. Both of these ladies lift weights, they're unique. Now listen, I didn't lift weights or anything like that until recently, like on and off through my life, kind of here and there. But I have got way into it. So listen to what I have to say. So we're talking about the norms. I do not fit into those norms. See, Kimberly's up on a stage competing in bikinis. Isn't that awesome? Alicia, my client, she just went on a cruise, was in a bikini. And ladies, we're in our 50s. Alicia, I think you might be in your 40s. I don't want to age you. I can't remember, but you look like you're in your 40s, early 40s. I can't remember. But anyways, ladies, listen to me. I want us, just like I talked to my granddaughter that's 6, I want us to realize that there's boxes that are even unspoken boxes that society says women age 40, age 50, age 60, age 70 should fit in. And those boxes are so limiting. They really are. And especially for the generation that was before us. I'm 55. And for the generation that was before us, let's say my mom's age, in her early mid-70s, my parents' age, and then my stepmama's age, who's in her mid-60s, then for those generations, there are boxes, especially for them. And they're starting to loosen up for us. But what I want to see, and the kind of group I want to have here, is women who embrace being their own individual, okay? And yes, this is a weight loss and fitness company. That's what I run, right? But my job is always going to be, you had to explain it to your mom? I bet you did, Kimberly. 53, almost 54, Alicia, girl, you look younger than that, so kudos. Kimberly, you're 49, you look amazing. Amazing. Oh my gosh. So I want to be you. But listen, what I'm building here is a group of strong women. I changed the description on Bod Babes today, if you'll notice. And I felt like, I've been with this marketing company and they're like, they're giving me generic pictures to put up in ads, and these are my first ads. And so I'm like, okay. And they said, these are tested pictures, you need to put them up. Well, they're nothing like me because they're I want to call them very vanilla. Okay. And so because they're very vanilla and I'm very edgy, or kind of edgy, maybe not very edgy, but kind of edgy, I was like, I don't know about these, because I'm the kind of girl that goes in the gym and says, how much weight can I freaking lift today? Because I'm going to walk out of here feeling like a freaking badass. That's how I am some days. And I want to be the strongest woman in the gym. I want to be, somebody that inspires somebody else. And that's just who I am, and I'm not always the strongest. Sometimes I'm the weakest. Sometimes I go in there and I feel weak just like everybody else. But man, I don't like those days. You know, I want to feel strong. I want to be a badass at age 55. So what I'm talking about today is those women like me. If you're like me, Carla, I don't hear that voices. There are so many ways to be and enjoy life. Yes, Carla is from Brazil and she's lived all over the world. She was a client of mine. I love her. She's going to compete one day. But this isn't about competitors. This is about being, thank you, Christy. She said, I'm a badass. Oh, girl, I like you already. This is about being the best you. It's not my definition of what a badass woman would be. A badass, what is a badass woman? In my opinion, you being your best, unique you. You know, I've had women come up to me and say, well, not come up to me because they aren't that brazen usually, but usually it's like, you need to cut your hair on social media. You know, I'm tired of seeing 50-year-old women with long hair. You need to cut your hair. At what age do you need to cut your hair? Is it a rule somewhere? Come on, quit being an old biddy and get out of my way. I'm not going to cut my hair just to make you happy. No. If you want to cut your hair, I have nothing wrong with cutting your hair. If you want to cut it, and my daughter, she shaves hers on the side and has long hair on the top, I'm all for that. But I'm not cutting my hair for anybody. I'll cut my hair when I want to cut my hair. Another thing women say to me, and I'm all about freedom, and I want to tell you guys this, a counselor did a test on me one day, and he told me out of all the people in his career that he had ever worked with, and this guy had been a counselor for over 30-something years, that I was the most rebellious, and he used the word rebellious person he had ever tested. And I thought, who have you tested? And he asked me, had I ever been to jail? No. Had I ever been arrested? No. I have not done any of those things. Have I ever been to prison? No. I went to him. It really bothered me at first. I thought on it and thought on it and thought on it. And I thought, man, he thinks I'm crazy. What is wrong with me? Maybe there's really something wrong with me. And I've thought that over the years, right? And so maybe some of us have, but I'm a little different. And I remember thinking about it. And my parents used to tell me, my mom and my stepdad used to tell me all the time, you're rebellious, you're rebellious. And I've heard that almost my whole life. And if you think about it, I'm a pretty good kid. I was a pretty good kid. I did things maybe that I shouldn't have done here and there. I didn't always follow the rules, but I don't think of myself as rebellious. So when I hear that and when I heard that, I thought, what is this? I don't think I'm rebellious. To me, rebellious was out smoking pot and wearing leather jackets when we were 17, back in 1980 something, right? That wasn't me. You know, I was the girl that tried to want to be like everybody else. Why are they calling me rebellious? But here's the thing. I have never liked these norms, and I've wanted to fit into them because I wanted to be normal, but I'm just not. But I'm a little spicy. And as I age, I'm embracing more of the spicy because it makes me feel alive and embracing that part of me that says, you're not like everybody else and it's okay. And you know, the cut your hair people because you're over 50 and then now you need to wear so did I tell you that whole story? So anyways, I was going on vacation. One of the most beautiful people in this world that I know that is older than me bought me a bathing suit with a skirt on it to go to the beach. And I don't know if she was trying to tell me, hey, Allie, quit wearing the bikinis. You're 54 or 55, whatever I was then. I think I was 53 or 54. And she gave me a full, like the bathing suit came down to here at the top, real wide, thick straps, came down and had a skirt on it. And I was thinking, holy crap, is she trying to tell me something? And then I was thinking, I'll never wear this. And then I was thinking, thinking, should I wear this and take a picture of it just to make her happy? And then I thought, I just can't walk out on the beach like that. And isn't that crazy? Because my mom would say, the stuff I wear, my mom would look at, I would never walk out on the beach like that. I would never walk out on that beach and wear what you're wearing, Allie. That's what my mom would think. She doesn't say that to me, but that's what she thinks, I know. And I know that I've embarrassed my mom and my dad, and they still love me. My dad's accepted it. I don't know if my mom ever will. She's here in the group. And my stepmom loves me. And I love my stepmom. My stepmom is so much, she's like my hero. I want to be more like her. She's always been this rebellious kind of person that just believed like she could be her own person. And I love who she is. And I think it's so cool. And she's so unique. Anyway, so long story short, that skirted bathing suit was just not me. And I was trying to think, how do I do this? Do I take a picture? Do I go out on the beach in this and take a picture and send it to her and tell her thank you for the suit? And I just couldn't even bring myself to wear it. And it's because it's not who I am, you know? I have changed my life since the age 50. And, you know, I heard somebody put up in this group, and I can't remember who put it up. I think it maybe was, Julie. I'm not for sure, but it said this. Sharon Stone said it, and I love it. And I'm not a huge Sharon Stone fan, but that's okay. But what she said, I'm a fan of. And it said, 50 is not the new 30, but 50 is, for most of us, the new chapter. And for me, and I don't know about you, but if so, tell me, is 50 the new chapter for you? Tell me that, because I would love to know. 50 is my new chapter. At the age of 50, I recreated myself. I quit my music career, and I had done some big things. I had been on big stages and on television and all this stuff. And 50, you know, at 50, I quit my music career. I went to a job at Kroger. I didn't know what to do. Music had been mostly my whole life. And that's what I did for my career. And I'm starting over thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And here I am, coach to women all over the world today. Alicia says, absolutely. 50, Carla says, yes, 50 has been her new chapter. Awesome. Because here's the thing. Something happened to me when I turned 50. I thought, I can't stay here anymore. I'm 52 and I'm now recreating myself. Lori, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you, woman. Because it's like an awakening happened to me at age 50. If you're feeling that or you're very dissatisfied with your life, I want you to think about that. Because in my life, I have really tried to fit into societal norms, tried to be what everybody else is. Meanwhile, I've been looking up to people that aren't society norms. People I look up to are badass women. They are people who change the world. And I got to thinking about it one day, and for most of my life, I felt like I was called on a mission to touch lives and to inspire people and to help people change their life. And I tried to do that from a very small box because I thought I had to fit into their box. But something happened to me, and I started thinking about that, and I thought, I am not the small box person. And anybody who I've ever been inspired by and who's ever changed the world was not small box. They broke the walls out of the box. They kicked them out of the box. They broke the sides off the box and said, I'll create my own vision. And that's what this group was about. Now, my vision for my life isn't your vision for your life. Your life is unique, right? Out of the box, girl, yes, out of the box. Get out of the box. Create your own life. See, it's time to quit people pleasing. Here's what fitness and health did for me. Here's what it did. It gave me my confidence back. Okay, why am I into fitness and health, girl? Because it changed my life, holy cow. I was overweight. I couldn't control my weight. You guys have heard my story. I gained a bunch of fat around my middle. I couldn't get rid of it. I didn't understand what my diet should look like. I felt awful. I was going through menopause. I felt like crap. I started looking like crap. And I just wanted to crawl in a hole and just hide. I wasn't sleeping well. All of the above. I had all the symptoms. My hormones were raging. I didn't want to have sex. Didn't care. I didn't want a man to touch me. Didn't care. Started wearing all the baggy clothes and all the frumpy clothes and hiding behind it and not wanting to get up and get dressed in the morning and hide and go into depression and thinking my life was over. And I remember I started drinking a lot and sitting on my bed next to my ex-husband who was video gaming and drinking every night and watching TV at the same time. And here I was drinking myself to sleep at night because I hated my life. I hated my life. See, I was on television. I was living out my dream, but I was dying on the inside. It looked like the dream on the outside, but on the inside, I had compromised everything. Listen to this. My music career was about fitting in the box. Any artist who's ever been anything didn't fit in the music industry's box. They created their own box. And I tried to fit in their box to become what they thought I should be. And it destroyed me and it took my passion away from music. And I haven't sang since. I walked away from it that day. I've sang my entire life. Before I could talk, my mom said, I was singing. And I lost my passion for it. And here I am today. I felt so broken and lost at the age of 50. My music career was dying. My marriage was awful, almost 31 years. My weight was out of control. I was going through menopause. I felt nuts and crazy and had all the symptoms and all the weight gain. And guess what? I was drinking myself to sleep every night, wearing my street clothes, hoping my husband didn't touch me. And I remember the thought, and I'll never forget it because it's a thought that changed my life, was you can live this life from a nursing home, because I hated everything about it. And I knew I could live that life from a nursing home. And as I was drunk, I still remember seeing myself in a nursing home bed dying. Living a life I hated and having regret. And that's the day that I woke up mentally and in every way and said, I'm done. I'm done being what everyone wants me to be. I'm done loving and taking care of everybody else and not caring about myself. I matter. I was put on this earth for a reason. And that was to shine and not to dull my shine. That is to be the best, most beautiful version of me. That's not selfish. That's a gift to my children. That's a gift to my grandchildren, that I can teach my children and my grandchildren to be uniquely them, to shine and be beautiful, to give the best of yourself back. And that's what I decided to do. And I started changing the way I ate. I decided to care about myself. I decided that I was more valuable than a McDonald's Happy Meal or a McDonald's burger because I was going cheap on me. I decided that I needed to eat better. I decided that I needed to move more. I decided I would take care of my mental health. I decided the best move for me was to leave my dead marriage that was passionless, that we tried to fix for over 30 years. And I decided that me didn't fit into that box anymore. And I could not stay there. And I'm not promoting divorce at all because I don't believe in it. But I had to step away from it because I had none of me left and there was no fixing it. And I decided to start over. I left my music career. I went to, this is 3.5 years ago. I went to work at Kroger ClickList for $11.25 an hour. And I was thankful to have a job because no one would hire a musician that had been on television and done the traveling for all these years. And I was broken And I was disgusted and I was sad. And I thought, I'll never be anything. I've lost it. What is wrong with me? I'm going through menopause, midlife crisis. Something is wrong with me. You used to have a 3,500 square foot house. You used to make such amount of money. You used to have the nice cars. I walked away from it all. I had a borrowed car. I had nothing. I gave away all my possessions but some clothes. Now, I still own part of the house, and so that eventually came to me. But everything else, I let go. And that money from part of the house didn't go very far. I was living on $11.25 an hour, 25 to 30 hours a week, and trying to get more hours. I threw my life into working out. I did it on a budget. I started with home exercises. I started going to a cheap gym. I started pushing myself. I started fighting for my life. I started believing in myself again. I started saying, Allie, be the best you. Here's the thing. While I remember looking at my kids, and both of my kids were going through situations, and I felt so sad. And I remember just saying, I want them to live the best life. I want them to be happy. I want them to live their best life. I want them to quit compromising on themselves and not believing in themselves. Guess who they might have learned that from? Me. And I was a poor example in that area. Although I had done some really cool things, I was a poor example in those things. I had given up on everything about me and my life and what it was meant to be. And see, I thought that me always being there and doing what everyone else needed me to be was love. Well, that was my version of love, but I was giving out of a cup that was empty. I kept pouring out of my cup, and my cup was empty, and I was still trying to pour out, and there was nothing left to give. And I had to decide. I had to change that. I was grouchy all the time. I was not fun to be around. I was not a good mother. I was not a good wife. I was not good at my career. I was not good in any area of my life. And I decided I was done being that. And I had to be a better version of me. And becoming a better version of me was a gift of love, not only to myself, but a gift of love to my children and to my grandchildren. Taking time for myself, finding myself valuable, taking care of my health, eating better, working out. That was becoming a better version of me. It wasn't taking away from them. It actually was giving a better me back to them, right? And that's what happened. And I'm still to this day turning it around to this day. And now I'm coaching women all over the world just like you. And I love it. I love what I do. I am passionate about this because I've walked it. I've lived it. And I want to inspire you. So why do I work in fitness and weight loss? Because girl, that's where it started for me. It changed my life. It changed my health. That's why I'm here. And I've found so many people that inspire me to this day have started right here in fitness and weight loss. Why? First, let me name just a few. One that inspires me and helped me change my life is Tony Robbins. Either you love Tony Robbins or you hate Tony Robbins. And I don't care either way because I love him, and I'll say it because the man helped me change my entire life. Reading I didn't read it. I listened to his Audible books. They have helped me. I have listened to them again and again and again and again and again and again and begin to believe in myself. And Tony, guess where it started with him? It started with him saying, I've got to lose this weight. He said when he grew up, there wasn't very much food. I'm glad you guys love him. I think he's amazing too. And he said there wasn't very much food. So he was taught, I got to eat everything. If it's on my plate, I got to eat everything. If we've got food, I've got to eat it all because there might be a time when I don't have food. And he said, here he was 40, 50 pounds overweight. And he changed his mind and he said, I've got to fix this. And that was one of the first things that he did, Tony Robbins, to change his life. He said he looked at that plate and he said, you know what? Instead of eating it all and just sitting back and going, oh, and feeling the release of, the dopamine of eating all that food, he said, I decided that I would feel the dopamine, have the good feelings from leaving food on my plate and pushing it away and saying, oh my gosh, I don't have to eat that. I have power over that. That doesn't have power over me. And from there, Tony Robbins changed his life. It started with that and fitness and weight loss. One of the things Dean Graziosi will say, I love him too. I listen to him all the time. Fitness and changing his diet and working out changed his life. Why? Same thing. It builds disciplines in you. It builds character in you. It helps you change the rest of your life. Those disciplines of working out when I didn't feel like working out have changed my life. Those disciplines of I'm not going to eat that trash. I'm going to eat something better because I love myself. I want to give myself something better. That was a process, ladies. That wasn't a wake up and that's what I did moment. That was a walk. A step walk. That's what I try to teach my clients is that you don't go from here to here. You walk it out. It's a process. You know, changing your health and changing your life and becoming stronger is a process. Now, sometimes in the gym, I lift 500, 600 pounds. Believe it or not, look at these little scrawny arms. 500, 600 pounds. What? I do. I didn't start there. If I would have, I'd have killed myself. I started with wondering how I was going to pick up 45. That I was wondering how I was going to do, all kinds of exercises, you name it, with just 10 or 20 pounds. And I became stronger. You know, when I started this journey of diet, I burned myself out many times because I thought, no salt, no sugar, can't have any soda, can't have this, that, and the other. And guess what that did to me? I did well for short periods of time and I'd burn out and I'd say, that's it, I can't do it anymore. And then I would just go on a binge of eating, gain all the way back. And then I'd get strict again and strict. Then I'd burn out and then I'd binge, gain all the way back. I can't live that kind of life. Well, guess what? It's not one or the other. It's a process. It is your own journey. That's why I coach. That's how you change your life. It isn't from here to here most times. It's from here to here, to here, to here, to here. So, ladies, all of that to say, this is what changed my life. And I want to raise up a group of women. I still have visions. I have the vision of seeing a stadium full of women surrounding me with a roar in their voice. Over the age of 40, all these women with a roar in their voice because they have decided that they will be the best them, that they are going to be the best version of themselves, that they don't have to wear a tankini or a skirt. If they want to wear that, they can wear it. But if they don't want to wear it, there's no shame in that either. That you don't have to cut your hair. And if you want to cut it, cut it. If you want to spike it up, spike it up. Here, ladies, be the best version of yourself. Give yourself permission to finally embrace those parts of you that are unique and beautiful. That's what I want this group to be about. I want this group to be about not, I'm going to try. But I want this group to be about, see, I talked to a client today on the phone about this. She said, Allie, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And it just hit me so hard. And that's a good thing to say, I'm going to try. There's nothing wrong with what she said. There's nothing wrong with that. But that gives you a way out sometimes. That I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I want you to be empowered. And I said, I know you. I said this to my client today. I said, I know you and I know some of your life and some of your story. Tell me something. Have you done much harder things than this? I know your story. I know your backstory, just some of it. Your testimony and things that you went through. I want to hear from you. have you done much harder things than this? Yes, this is easy. So she said. And I said, why are you then giving me the I'm going to try? I said, if you want this, get it. If you don't do it. That's okay. You don't have to do this. I told a woman one day, I said, you don't have to be healthy. She said, what? Because she told me, she said, Allie, I have to do this. I have to be healthy, right? And I said, no, you don't have to be healthy. She said, what do you mean I don't have to be healthy? I said, exactly what I said. You get to choose. You, for the most part, get to choose. There are things out of our control. Yes, there are. But there is so much of it in our control. You get to choose it. You get to choose what kind of health that you have. You don't have to be healthy. You get to choose. So if this is important to you, do it. Quit playing back and forth. If it's important to you, no, you don't have to go from here to here. You got to go from here to here. And here, and let your journey be always making progress. You know what makes us happy? Making progress. We need to progress. Our lives aren't on stop because we're over 40. My life is on stop because I'm 55. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up on myself. If you want to wear the sweatshirts, there is nothing wrong with that. But I was wearing sweatshirts not because I liked them. I was wearing sweatshirts because I was hiding. You know what that did to my confidence? It took me down to 0. I wasn't wearing cute clothes anymore because I didn't want to wear them because I thought I wasn't worthy of cute clothes. Now, I don't care what size you are. Find your confidence where it's you. But for me, when I was that heavy, it did not hit me well. I did not feel good in my skin. I was not the person to embrace that. And if you are, I am not putting judgment on you at all. But I was not healthy. I did not feel good. My confidence was in the toilet. And I was wearing clothes to hide. I was staying indoors. I was not going out. I was hiding in pictures. I didn't want to be in pictures. I was wearing 3 sets of Spanx on a stage in front of thousands of people at a time, having a hard time singing. That was me, sweating profusely. And at one point in one show, I thought I was going to pass out in front of this show, in front of my people who paid to come and watch me in concert. What? That's not good. So ladies, that's what this is about. That's what this group is about. Why is this group all pink? For those of you who haven't heard, my grandmother was one of my biggest inspirations. She was born in 1909. I was born in 1967. And she always looked old my whole life. I just remember that she always looked old. But listen to this. In 1950, Mom was born in 48, Mom was 8, so that would make it 1954, 1955. She decided to divorce my grandfather. Ladies, there was a reason why. My grandfather had women all the time, different women. He had this great personality and women were attracted to him and he was attracted to women. And in 1954, 55, 56, somewhere in there, it was not very often that a woman divorced a man. It just did not happen. And actually it made the judge very upset. And he looked at my grandmother, who was wearing a hot pink dress, and I'll tell you why in a second, to her divorce in 1950 something. Now listen, he looked at my grandmother, pointed his finger, and he said, what were the exact words Grandma used to say? But basically he said, he was appalled that a woman married 29, and he pointed that finger, Granny always pointed that finger, my grandma did, 29, almost 30 years ought to know better, is what he said. My grandmother had been faithful to my grandfather all those years. She'd never been with another man, ever. And the judge was pointing his finger to my grandmother, saying that she should be ashamed of herself and should know better. That's what he said. You should know better after being married at 29, almost 30 years, he said, as he pointed her finger. Well, my grandmother was like, and she was only 5'1". But I'm going to tell you, my grandmother told me that. She said, she called me Julie because my first name is Julie and my family calls me Julie. My name's Julie Allison. And she said, baby, she said, I decided to divorce your grandfather when I found a woman's phone number in his, she was ironing his pants and found a matchbox in there and a match booklet. And there was a woman's phone number in there. And my grandmother or my grandfather had been having an affair with that woman. And my grandmother said she decided that was it. That was the last one. She was done. And so she decided to divorce my grandfather. It was a very, very unpopular thing to do. Women did not divorce their husbands in that day. And she walked into that courtroom with a pink dress on. And my grandmother said that she wore that dress because she didn't want one person in that courtroom to feel sorry for her, to feel sad for her, because she wasn't sad. She knew this is what she had to do. And again, I don't promote divorce at all. If you can make your marriage work, make it work. But if not, it's okay. It's okay to walk away. And my grandmother walked in there and she wore the pink dress. And that's why everything in Bob Babes is pink. I miss my grandmother. I'll always miss her. She was full of fire and I love her. Most amazing woman. And she walked out of there and she told the judge, she said, I want the house. And the judge said, that man won't, I'm not going to make him pay $1 towards that house. If you want that house, you're going to pay that payment yourself. And my grandmother said, oh, I will. I plan on it. And my grandmother paid that house off. Go, Granny. See, she had lived through the Depression and all of this stuff. Through the Hitler thing and all of the stuff she lived through. And she'd always been a fighter. And there she was, a little 5'1" woman fighting. And she was one of the hardest workers I have ever met. Thank you, Sharon, because that means a lot to me. And that's what I want to see in this group. That's what I want to see in women I coach. It's not to be exactly like my grandma or like me, but to be your best you. To be the best version of you. For me, it started with weight loss and fitness. For you, it probably can do the same thing because it gave me my confidence back. It gave me my strength back. It taught me to believe in myself again. It brought back my confidence because I took a hold of it. And I got in that gym and I started thinking, oh my gosh, I remember some of the first times I thought, oh my gosh, I think that's the most weight I've ever lifted. And I walked out there thinking, oh, or I had lost weight or my inches were going down around my tummy and my middle was coming off. And I thought, oh my gosh. And you know what happened to me? I want you to hear. I went from being a drunk who didn't tell anybody she was a drunk, drinking myself to sleep every night, to quitting my music career, quitting everything like that, walking away from everything, making $11.25 an hour at Kroger. This is only 3.5 years ago. 2, I have not been to college before. I've not been to college. I flunked out of math in school. Flunked out of Spanish in school. Not the smartest person you'll ever meet at all. And I want to give you hope because here I sit coaching women over the age of 40 in my own business that me and my husband started after the age of 50 when we were broke. Yet I remarried again and I met the love of my life. After the age of 50. 50? Girl, it don't mean nothing. 60? Hey, it ain't stopping us. We got lots of life ahead. I'm closer to 60 now than I am to 50. I'm 55. You know what? That's what I want to see in this group. No more, I'm going to try, but I'm going to do it. This is why I know, find yourself again. So many of us lost our dreams, and I lost them. And that's why I was so broken. I lost my passions. I lost my dreams. I remember laying on the bed, and I've never felt that kind of loneliness in my life. I felt like no one was there, nothing. My kids were upset with me. I was divorcing their dad. I had nothing. I remember getting the email from Lowe's you guys have heard about. And it said I wasn't qualified to work at Lowe's. And I remember how it hit me. Like, I'm not qualified to even clean toilets at Lowe's? Like, I saw no future for myself 3.5, 4 years ago. No future whatsoever. And ladies, I have not arrived. I have not arrived by any means. But here I am today. I fell in love with a man who loves me like crazy. All the good ones aren't taken. I started a business and don't have a degree, don't have nothing. I'm working with women all over the world. All because I couldn't stay in the hole. People saw us changing our lives. I changed my life and my body has drastically changed. And so many of you have seen those changes. And my husband too, Wade, the man I married, changed his body after the age of 50. 51 was when he competed in his first physique contest ever and won Mr. Tennessee. Never competed in his life. Won at age 51. So ladies, if you want to wear the skirted bathing suit, embrace it and love it and do it in all of its glory. But if you don't want to wear that and that's not you, embrace it and love yourself and do you in all of your glory. If you want to have short hair, have it. If you want to have long hair, have it. If you want to have gray hair and embrace that side of it, have it. If you want to color your hair, be that. Be you. If you want to start your own business, start it. If you want to get fit, get fit. If you don't know where to start, hire me. And I will teach you. I will show you. I will lead you. I will guide you. I hope you see my heart tonight. I'm not in this for the money. Although I need the money. I like the money. I'm thankful for the money. If not, I couldn't do this, right? I'd be living under a bridge. Thank God for it. But that's not why I do it. I do this. I coach because I have a passion for women. Will it always be about diet and exercise? It'll always have something to do with that. But it'll always be about women over the age of 40. I love you guys. I gotta go. My husband has a live in his group in just a few minutes. But I'm here. I love you. Be the best you. If you have a woman that is your friend over the age of 40, please invite her to our amazing group. Our group is growing so quickly. We have 1.5 thousand people, I think, in here. We only started in October-ish, something like that. And I really didn't promote it at all for a very long time. And invite your friends, bring them here. This place, this beautiful place where you get lots of stuff for free. There's no excuse not to start on your journey. And if you need a coach, if you want to work with somebody and have a team of women around you that are passionate, hire me. I'd love to work with you. Or go to bodbabes.com. I want to be your coach. I want to work with you. And you know what? I have started out with programs at $47. I kid you not. And so that's what we haven't even announced that yet. We've put it on our site, and there are programs that start where you can work with me for $47. I kid you not. I love you, ladies. Have a beautiful night tonight, every single night. Change your life today. Start today, not tomorrow. Write down your vision for your life. There's a scripture I love. Whether you believe in Scripture or not, this is important, this scripture. It says this. It says, without a vision, the people perish. What that means is without knowing where you're going to be lost. You've got to know where you're going. You have to have a compelling future. Write it down. What do you want out of your life? At 50 and 40 and 60 and 70, we don't quit dreaming, girl. We've got the wisdom. We've got the goods. We've got it. Go after it. Don't let age stop you ever. Write down that vision. And there's another scripture that says, those that have the vision, they run that read it. If they have that vision before them, you can run. But if you get in your car and you're not going to know, you're going to the grocery store and you don't have a destination, you're just driving all over the place. You know, you've got to have a destination. You've got to have, some people have vision boards. Some people have things they just write down. Wade told our women this week on a coaching call to put in front of you the vision of what you want to be, where you want to be. Maybe that's your body goals or what that might look like for you, to put it in front of you, and that way you can see it. Put it on your mirror, write it on your mirror, stick it on your refrigerator, stick it in your car somewhere, something that you're looking at. Put it as a screensaver on your phone. But you keep that vision in front of you, and every day you don't go from here to here to your vision. You go step, 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 step. Woman, you fight for that vision and you become your best you. Don't let age limit you. I love you. I really got to go. And I will talk to you soon. If you need a coach, look me up, bodbabes.com, just like the name of this group. I love you, ladies. Bye.